What is going on, everybody? We are here one day earlier. Well, for y'all, it'll be the same day, but for me, I'm recording this the same day that I just finished recording the double for the episodes. And my original plan was just to record that double, focus on editing that, getting it up, and we were going to be good for the rest of the day. I was going to relax and get ready for this upcoming week of greatness. But when I logged on Twitter to talk about this amazing episode that we just got with 1024, I saw this man, Arthur Library of O'Hara, shout out to Arthur, post something about Nika and Joyboy. And y'all know me. Where Nika and Joyboy are, where Gear 5th is, that's where I am. And so I was like, before I see anything else, I'm recording this episode of Road to Laugh Tale. And I was already super excited for this one, because I saw that we're going to be getting Yamato's initial character designs in this one too. So I cannot wait for that. So it was just double. Yamato greatness and Nika greatness. I was like, nah, I gotta come on here, do this Road to Laugh Tale as soon as possible so that I can get the raw reaction for that. But before we get into that, I just want to give a massive thank you from the bottom of my heart to everyone who showed love at the Reverie this year. Because listen, I have been, I think, at almost every single Reverie except for either one or two, and every single time that I'm in a Reverie, y'all come out in full force and show y'all support, man. And y'all have no idea how much that means to me. And I thank y'all once again from the bottom of my heart for this latest Reverie, because y'all came out in full force, man. Like, it was crazy, dude, and I appreciate y'all so much from the bottom of my heart, man. So just thank you. The Reverie in and of itself was amazing. We had some great conversations, got to meet some awesome new people, reconnect with old friends. It was a great time. Shout out to JD Legend for producing a banger, man. An amazing, amazing, amazing Reverie. But the support that y'all show just made it like triple that, man. So I truly appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart, man. And on that same line of thought when it comes to the Reverie, towards the end of the Reverie, we were talking about agendas and our own personal agendas. In my mind, I was like, do I want to talk about the Gear 5th agenda that we've had on this channel with Luffy deserving it or not deserving it? Or am I going to go with my usual pudding agenda? Which one am I going to go with, right? And so I decided to go with the Gear 5th agenda. And I felt so bad when I finished the stream that I did not give this specific group of individuals a shout out. And so I want to take this opportunity to shout out that One Piece Talk. They are here on YouTube, but they are also on Twitter and on TikTok and those social media platforms. And these individuals just recently, I watched a clip earlier this week with them having a great discussion on whether Luffy deserved the Gear 5th power-up and how that connects to the Roger versus Luffy discussion and stuff of that nature. And so the way that was connected to the Gear 5th conversation and Luffy deserving that power-up was so good. The way that both sides presented their arguments, I loved it so much that I wanted to present that same question to the individuals in the Reverie so we could have that same conversation. And yet I did not give the individuals that originated this conversation the shout out there at the Reverie. So that One Piece Talk, if you watch this, I truly apologize from the bottom of my heart for not giving y'all the credit where credit was due. I despise doing that, man. I always want to give credit wherever it comes from. Wherever something originates from, I always want to make sure those individuals get the credit they deserve. So I greatly apologize for not stating that before we went into that topic. So go check out that One Piece Talk here on YouTube and or the other platforms that I mentioned earlier, because they do have some great discussions, and I look forward to seeing more from them later on, because that was an awesome discussion, man, and I definitely look forward to seeing more from them in the future. But without further ado, let's get into the Road to Laugh Tale 3, because like I said, where Nika and Joyboy are, I'm there. Where Yamato is, I'm there. So let's go Road to Laugh Tale, and we start off, I love this. We see adult Momo in the middle, Kozuki Oden on the left, and YamaGOAT on the right. And right here on the bottom is the GOAT with the coat in the chapter 1010 ending, man. Let's go. Road to Lafto. Here we get to see Yamato in her mythical state. Whenever she goes into her mythical Zoan state, and we see a rough draft right here back of that. So One Piece next. One Piece Deep, Nika and Joyboy. Let's go. No for Compendium, Concept Gallery Treasures Volume 3. Oh man, I'm ready. This is gonna be... And we start off the very first page. Dun 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 dun. Peak fiction. Dun 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 dun. Oh, it started raining hard. They sensed it. They sensed the drums of liberation. They said, yo, we gotta shower this man with some rain. We gotta bring down the thunder. Because what we're about to talk about is the pinnacle. It's the peak. Deciphering the future of One Piece. One Piece next. Doom doom doo 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 doo. And here we see the legendary panel from chapter 1044 with Luffy in the Nika pose, jumping in front of the moon, man, with the silhouette. Its users gains the property of rubber. In combat, they're supposedly only limited by their imagination, putting smiles on faces far and wide. They are the embodiment of the warrior of liberation, Sun God Nika. Let's go! The human fruit model Nika. The mythical Zoan bears the name of the sun god. Its power overwhelmed Kaido, the world's strongest creature. Can such a mysterious fruit change the world? It already is. It already is, baby! And here we go. Oh no, this is about to be my page, man. This is, if there's anything in the Road to Laugh Tale that is gonna be my page, is this one. Oh, it's this one, man. Here we go. Nika, a whole page dedicated to Nika, son. This is what we need. This is what I needed. Nika and Joyboy. Nika is revealed, and the mystery of Joyboy thickens. These two terms seem stupendously important. Let's piece the scraps of information we've gotten so far and dive headfirst into this puzzle. An 800-year-long gap between awakenings. No one else has utilized it since then. When one's mind and body are finally able to harness the true potential of their devil fruit, an awakening occurs. This particular fruit hadn't been awakened in 800 years, but when it was, its alternate name became clear. Luffy's peak, the ability to turn imagination into reality. Come on, dog. That is the most goated awakening ever, man. Especially with the way this man's fruit is. The fact that we were able to have the Toon World, Luffy Toons, out here at full display. It's the coolest ability ever, man. Luffy was convinced that he had reached a peak of his abilities when he discovered his Nika form during his deathmatch with the mighty Kaido. Isn't this fun, Kaido? Monkey D. Luffy, Gear 5. Dude, look at him, man. And then we look over here, the legendary warrior of liberation, and we get to see what Who's Who stated, which of course was the first time that we not only got to hear about Nika. Well, and I say when we heard about it, when we got to hear the context behind who Nika is, as far as how it relates to us, because we had heard about this individual back in Skypiea. We heard about him in Big Mom's flashback, right back and over there in Elbaf. There has been multiple different points where we've heard about this individual, but in terms of him being named specifically Nika and the importance of Nika in regards to the Gomu Gomu no Mi and how it relates to us and all of that, that was first introduced in the Who's Who stuff. So, despite having no way to verify the legends about him, slaves in ancient times continued to believe that he be their salvation. The most ridiculous power in the world. My man was even capable of grabbing lightning, dude. To the bizarre ability to rubberize one's surroundings can even make lightning grabbable. And there we go, there's confirmation from there. Reverberating drum of liberation, which is still the coolest line in the history of anything. The drums of liberation. Here we go. Dude, it's raining mad hard, man. They sensed it. They sensed it. Nika's powers are accompanied by an unusual sound. The funny heartbeat seems to be related to the god's power. Fate or coincidence? The ties to Skypiea. There is no coincidence in One Piece, as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned, there's never been a folk song with the same rhythm as Nika. Could this be related to the staunch beliefs of the sun god of the staunch believers in the distant past? The hidden status of the Nika fruit. Testimony number 1. A test. Who's Who? For whatever reason, information of Nika doesn't seem to be spoken about within the world government. Despite this, a very harsh punishment was given to Who's Who when he let the fruit and its secrets slip through his claws. Number 2, the 5 elders. It was noted that the fruit seemed to be evading the world government on its own accord. The alternate gum fruit name was probably devised to keep its continued existence low profile. And that's what leads into my thought process for when they received this information. And I am definitely of the accord that they received the information in regards to the Gomu Gomu no ability. Well, even though they probably always knew about that, I don't think they always knew the Gomu Gomu no Mi belonged to Luffy. Or I'm sorry, that the Nika fruit belonged to Luffy. What I'm sure they didn't know is that the Gomu Gomu no Mi becomes the Nika fruit whenever it awakens. I don't think they knew that. And I think that was presented to them either thanks to Instant Messenger Sama and CP0 relaying this information to them in present time, or it was brought to their attention whenever Shanks was talking to them about, I want to talk about a certain pirate. And so these obviously are things that we are not going to know until we figure out who it was that Shanks was talking about in that point in time. But it is the only logical thought that I have in regards to why the Gorosei did not try to silence Luffy earlier. And they have, right? It's not like they just let this man freely go out in the seas. But it definitely looked like they tried to hide the D name from him once they found out about this Nika thing. Right, and they specifically try to hide it from that point onward. And the fact that the bounty poster is him in the Gear 5th state, it's like double that. Like, man, now it's out there for anybody who knows. And that's why I can't wait to see the reactions to this bounty poster from individuals who I assume know the truth. Dragon, Instant Messenger Sama, Blackbeard, right? Like these individuals that I'm sure have to know about Nika, Joyboy, and this type of stuff. So excited to see their reactions. But then, of course, we get so here we go. Now we're getting to Joyboy stuff. And I'll never forget this, man. This is one of those chapters with the Fishman Island, the apology letter, and all that stuff that for me, and I'm sure for all of us as well, when we first read it, we knew that was Endgame. Like, we knew that was Endgame, and the more we've heard about Joyboy throughout the story, we were just like, man, there's that connection there, there's that connection there. And you can tell that Oda always wanted to reveal this information there, but the fact that he's had Fishman Island in his mind for so long, that was a place he wanted to visit. And however you may feel about the arc, you cannot deny the importance of the arc and the overall spectrum of the story. And we know when the Noah is going to get involved at the end of the series with the whole somebody with a straw is going to destroy the Fishman Island. All of this, like everything in Fishman Island was leading us into Endgame, was starting that, journey towards the endgame of the story, which is why it was the first arc post time skip. And I loved it, man. And so we get right here. Long ago, a poneglyph arrived on Fishman Island with an apology letter addressed to the mermaid princess carved onto it. His vow was still important to Fishman Island as it was passed down from generation to generation. They continued to wait for Joyboy's successor to fulfill the pledge. And that is very interesting, that wording, Joyboy's successor. His treasure is on the final island. Roger laughs wholeheartedly after learning about the treasure Joyboy left behind. And a part of me, and we discussed this a few times within the streams after the chapter reactions, a part of me definitely does believe that Roger was talking about Luffy here. That he was not talking about the original Joyboy. He was talking about the next Joyboy that they were going to have to open the borders for. I most certainly believe that was who Kaido was talking about. Or not Kaido, I'm sorry. Kaido too. But that Roger was talking about here. I do believe he was talking about Luffy instead of the original Joyboy. The mermaid princess that knew Joyboy was able to communicate with Sea Kings. She was also known as the Great Weapon Poseidon, the one meant to guide Poseidon's way. It is said that another like Joyboy will one day guide Shirahoshi, the current Poseidon. Along with that special mermaid will come one who can guide her to use her power for good. And when that time comes, the world will change. That's what the legend says, and I cannot wait for that. There at, of course, the end game of the story. And then we get to see Momonosuke talks about it, the Drums of Liberation, 800 years without the Drums of Liberation. Still, every time I see this panel, it gives me chills, man. 1043 greatness. Zunisha recognizes the nostalgic sound of his comrade, who will answer the prayers of the past and be the joy boy of the present. Man, wow. Great section right here, man. This was a great recap for all of the connections that we've made to Nika. Well, and it didn't even go far further. I thought it was going to go further here with showcasing that we did hear of this individual back in Skypiea, and we also heard about this individual in Big Mom's flashback. But at the very least, they showed the legendary Skypiea panel of that we all thought of when we first saw it, right? So, just great stuff, man. I'm excited. I'm super excited. So then here we go over the Forbidden Fruits of Temptation, Devil Fruit Compendium. Dude, it is raining hard, man. A number of mysterious fruits that are scattered throughout the world. Those who acquire their much sought after power occurs by the sea. The Gomu Gomu no Mi, of course. Classification of fruit powers allow for abilities that change the properties of one's body, or else one to manipulate or produce something. A wide range of miscellaneous fruit abilities fall under this umbrella term, and these are, of course, the paramecias. So I'm going to assume this is just going to be the fruits and who holds these fruits, right? So this is just a recap. So of course, Gomu Gomu no Mi, our goat, even though that's definitely the model Nika, but still, art fruit Jordan, bubble fruit. I wonder if we'll have just manga here, or we'll have movies. Art fruit Jordan, bubble fruit Khalifa, stone fruit Pika, string fruit Don Quixote, D of Flamingo, wash fruit Suru, mold Morley, tone Apu, Opie, Mr. Trafalgar, D, raw is law, bind fruit Hina, shadow Gecko Moria. Definitely look forward to seeing more from Gecko Moria. Shout out to my boy Parvision for blowing my mind in that stream, man. That theory was great. Dango Otama, Sparkle Jozu, Kilo Miss Valentine, Glare Viola, Cook Strusen, and then the Quake, which of course went from Whitebeard to Blackbeard. Cream Opera, Spin Buffalo, Pile Charlotte Nushi, Rally Bello Betty, Gomu Gomu no Mi, Monkey D, Rust Shoe, Magnet Kid, Ring Smoothie, Jacket Kelly Funk, Wheel Shouting Guru, Ripe Shinobu, Castle, Capone, Swim Senor Pink. I still can't believe that he has that. The ability to swim through anything. I remember when I saw him swimming for the first time in the series, I was like, what in the flying earth is he doing? Clear, Absalom, and then of course it went to Shiryu, the Thud, which is a very interesting way of saying that, and that belongs to Fujitora. Dice is Dad's Bones. And now we go to, is this still? Yeah, Paramecias, still in Paramecias. So we go over here, Alvida's Slip, Soul is Caramel, that went to Big Mom, Heel, Mancherry, Snip, Inazuma. That Snip fruit's really nice. You know, that's an underrated one. Door, the time, which we need to find out more about for this Toki situation. Venom, Spike, I forgot to name the people. Venom, Magellan, Spike, Miss Doublefinger, Wax, of course, Mr. 3, Tun, Macvice, Calm, Corazon. Man, the way that was used. Papa, Kuma, Stitch, Leo, Heat, Oven, Slow, Noro, Foxy, Munch, Wapple, Butter, Gallet, Flower, Nico Robin, Spring, Bellamy, Pop, Gladius, Split, Buggy, Barrier went from the old lady to Bartolomeo, the old lady from the Kurozumi clan to Bartolomeo, and then Semimaru, Semimaru's the name, Biscuit, Charlotte Cracker, Flap, Diamante, Arms, Baby 5, Garb, Kinemon, Book, Charlotte Mondour, Brush, Conjuro, Stick, Treble, Very Good, Lick, Perospero, Perorin. Then we get to Pocket, Flamenco, Hobby, Sugar, Bomb, Mr. 5, Puff, Daifuku, Hormone, Ivankov, Horo, Perona, Scroll, Hokage, Raizo, Mark, Vanderdecken, which is still a crazy ability to me. Clone went from Higurashi to, of course, Bon Clay. Mirror, Charlotte Brûlée. Memo, Charlotte Pudding, still, shout out to Pudding. Love, Hancock, Mochi, Kata, Goatman Curry. Revive, Brooke, and Straw, Basile Hawkins. And here we see the Paramecia Awakenings, abilities honed to another level of mastery. At this stage, one can use their powers to also affect the surroundings, which greatly broadens the scope of abilities. And here we have the Magnet. For kids, as we get to see what he can do here, this fruit typically allows one to control their own magnet fields, but the awakened power also allows for magnetism and manipulation of other individuals and their surroundings. And in the string right here, we get to see Doflamingo as he utilizes it to convert other things into any right wall or surface to strings. So now we go into Logias. So we're going so it's Logias and Ancient. So it's Logias. Oh, so the Logia. Speak. Let's get this out. Logia, Zoan, Ancient Zoan, Mythical Zoan. And Luffy's in the Mythical Zoan section too, so he's in both sections. That's interesting. So Here we go. Logias, of course, we have Portgas D Ace, and later given to Sabo. Any fluid bodies with the properties of a natural occurring phenomena. Excuse me. Anyone who has eaten a fruit of this type can become an element like fire, ice, lightning, etc. While in this state, they can act independently from the limits of their corporal bodies. Most physical attacks are ineffective against individuals in this form, meaning that one must counter with the element's weakness or hockey coding. Gas, Caesar Clown, Thunder, NL, Sand, Crocodile, Swamp, Caribou, Chill, Aokiji, Glint, Kizaru, Magma, Akainu, Flame, Ace to Sabo, Plume, Smoker, Dark, Mr. Blackbeard, that's the Yami, and Snow is Monet. We look down at the Zoans. We get to see the Canine Wolf model Jabra, Canine Jackal model Chaka, Canine Dashund model Lasso, Canine Tanuki model Bunbuku, Bovine Giraffe model Kaku, Bovine Bison model Dalton, Horse Pierre, Turtle Peckham's, Uriola Axolotl model Smiley, Elephant Fruit, Funkfried, and the Egg for Mr. Tamago. The bottom Tamago. Then we have Bird, Falcon model, which is Pell, Bird, Albatross, which is big, the bear of big news. Come on, man, that's the bear of big news. Cat Fruit, Leopard model, Robert D. Lucci, Human Fruit, Tony Chopper, Snake Anaconda, which is Sandersonium, and then the King Cobra model, which is Marigolds, Bug for the Rhinoceros Beetle model, Kabu, and then the Hornet model is Bien, the Mole Fruit, which of course is Miss Merry Christmas. Now we go into the crazy Zoans, which is the ancient Zoans and the mythical Zoans. Invoking the power of ancient beasts, a special class that allows one to transform into ancient creatures that no longer exist in modern ecosystems. Dinosaur Zoans grant abnormal toughness. The Spider Fruit, Rosa Miguel, I don't know how to say this, so y'all know. Black Maria's Fruit. I'm not even going to attempt to say that. Black Maria's Fruit. The Elephant, Mammoth model Jack, Cat, Sabertooth model Who's Who, Sarsar Fruit, Allosaurus model Axe Drake, X Drake, Sarsar Spinosaurus model Page 1, Sarsar Triceratops model Sasaki, Sarsar, Ulti. It's always so hard to say. Pachycephalosaurus, I got it, Ulti. Pteranodon King and Brachiosaurus Queen. And now we go into the goats, the mythical Zoans. And of course we have the Canine Okuchi no Makami model, which of course is Yamato's. Then we have the Nine-Tailed Fox model, which is Katarina Devon's. Then we have the Fish Azure Dragon, which is Kaido. Bird Phoenix, which is Marco. Human Onyudo model, which is Onimaru. Human Buddha model, which is Sengoku. And Snake Yamata no Orochi, which is Korozumi Orochi. And then we have the goat. Human Fruit Nika model, Monkey D, goat with the coat Luffy. And we see him turn into giant state as he's falling on top of Kaido, man. Zoan Awakenings. Now, Zoan type awakenings don't affect the surroundings. Now, this is very, very interesting. This goes to let us know about Kaido's awakening in particular. Zoan type awakenings don't affect their surroundings. Instead, the user seems to develop a striking new transformation. So that is the major difference between a Zoan awakening and a Paramecia awakening. So here we see user's body typically gets much tougher, but their personalities become a little duller. And to me, that's why that hybrid form has to be Kaido's awakening. Manifestation, different from that of Paramecia types. They won't stay down for long. They all have powerful powers. They're awakened Zoan types. Their greatest strengths are their toughness and recovery speed. So Kaido was awakened. He was awakened. And it's either in his dragon state or in his hybrid form state, but he was definitely awakened. The will that dwells within the fruit. In recent years, the trait has allowed for the development of technology that feeds Zoans to inanimate objects, of course, as we saw that in Annie's lobby. So I'm glad that we got that confirmation here, though, in regards to that they don't affect their surroundings and instead help the user to develop a striking new transformation. So Kaido's could be either his dragon state, his initial dragon state, or, because look at this, even among fruits that are extremely rare, the majority of them seem to possess unique abilities akin to Paramecians on top of the standard Zoan transformations. So when we get to see Kaido's initial dragon state, I don't know if that's his awakening or, once again, if it is his awakening being the hybrid form. Whatever it is, this is a confirmation that is pretty much what it was. That was Kaido's awakening. So now we go into the concept galleries and we get to see YamaGOAT, and I already love what I'm seeing. Oh wow, this entire page is dedicated to Yamato. Oh man, they know me. Oh, this Road to Laugh Tale 3 was made for me. Nika greatness, Joyboy greatness. Come on, man. And Yamato, like I'm telling y'all, son. The third edition of Oda's concept notes will be a comprehensive look at a character we met during Wano, Yamato. Doesn't want anyone to know she's a girl. Yamato, and of course wearing a mask in order to cover the fact that she is a girl. And initially had 3 eyes. Yamato had 3 eyes initially. I don't know, Tenno, cool ninja. Okay, so let me start over here. There were many conflicting ideas for Yamato this led to so it looks like from the very beginning Yamato was going to be a woman. From the very beginning, it was going to be an individual who wanted to hide the fact that she was a woman in order to become Odin. It looks like that identity part of her character was always there from the beginning. It was always there from the beginning, just based on this. So the one who emulates Kozuki Odin, check out Yamato's concept art. There were many conflicting ideas for Yamato. This led to a wide variety of alternate designs, hairstyles, and outfits included. Let's see how these planned versions differ from the Yamato we know today. This shows off a more Wano-esque looking sketch, complete with a kimono and air of mystery. These designs seem to emphasize feminine characteristics more than the final version. Ah, yes, most certainly. And the one up here, too. Both of them do. I mean, I would have been cool with any of these designs. The design that we have is one of my favorite designs ever, but these designs also look really cool, too. The Yamato in this sketch is using martial arts to run wild. This description seems to play up a demon girl aesthetic. One note indicates that there was an idea to give the character 3 eyes at one point in production. So, and that's where the 3 eyes comes in. That would have been very interesting. And then here we see Yamato with a blade. Yo, Yamato looks bad sick here at the top left, man. She looks awesome. So she was always going to look raw. She was always going to look goated. While Yamato now uses a weapon like Kaido, this wasn't always the intent. And the intent here, we can see a katana being used instead. Its sharp coolness leaves a lasting impression. Could this be an attempt to be a samurai like Odin? Absolutely. This looks amazing. I love the way this looks. Cold and serious. Now we get to see more and more of the getting closer and closer to the Yamato that we actually got. Here's a showcase of different expressions that seem a lot more standoffish and serious. Could this version be a tsundere? An earnest-looking Yamato. This iteration is the most similar, yes, absolutely, to the current one. The face here seems almost 10 years younger. That is also true. And then here we get to see what looks like the closest version to the Yamato that we know here on the left side. So it looks like Oda went through a lot of thoughts for Yamato's character, but this was always the initial intent, right? And I love that. And you can see it. You can see from the very beginning there was a clear vision for Yamato's character and who Yamato's character was going to be. And I love that a lot, man. So shout out to an entire page dedicated to our YamaGOAT. Love our beloved Yamato, man. And she would have had so many cool designs. Regardless, she would have been a cool character, right? With awesome designs. But the design that we have is the one that I'm glad that they went with because it's an amazing design. Even more? 2 pages of... Okay. Yamato's godlike hybrid form is here. Yamato ate the mythical canine fruit, Okuchi no Makami. These concept notes spare no details, and so we get to see a whole bunch of stuff right here. For Miramata Kibune, so Thunder Bagua. This is just a whole bunch of thoughts. This looks like something you would see like inside of a video game magazine. Like these are all the different moves you can use with this character. It looks so cool. And here we get to see some more concept art. This is what we saw in the first couple pages earlier for the rough draft. These moves' names seem invoke a lot of references to ice and divinity, which is expected with white wolves in Okuchi no Makami. Yamato, I want to be just like Odin, head out to sea, but I'm a girl, not a guy like him. I wonder if it's still okay. My dad helped the current shogun Orochi overthrow his corrupt and tyrannical predecessor. So see, once again, that is going back to how that was always meant to be the foundation of her character arc. In some early concepts, Yamato is shown to be against identifying as male. At one point, Yamato believed the previous shogun was evil, and Kaido did the just thing by removing him from power. This alternate scene includes dialogue about a plan to eradicate the Kozuki clan and install Yamato as shogun. And that is most certainly something that was a big possibility that we were all discussing, right? And it's like, man, he's Odin's flesh and blood. Momonosuke equals bitter and jealous feelings. What now? Sons and Shoguns. That would have been an awesome chapter title. Sons and Shoguns. Orochi only secured his seat as shogun because he was backed by Kaido's crew. My father intends to take Wano from Orochi and replace him with another puppet. The surviving Kozuki clan will be eradicated. Like, man. Yamato Momonosuke's relationship, which was one of the best parts about Onigashima. It seems like Oden's greatest admirer was always going to have a fate interwoven with Oden's son, Momonosuke. The scenario is unfamiliar, but we can see them chatting here. And of course, that is from, actually, yeah, the most recent episode. But, man, the concept, Yamato was always going to be an awesome character. Always going to be an awesome character. A third page? Oh, we're eating, bro. What is this? An unknown tale. Here are some concepts concerning Yamato's backstory. In chapter 1024, we saw a glimpse of Yamato's rebellion against Kaido, similar to how that was going to be found here, and we see that over here on the right. According to my dad, the Kozuki clan was really evil, so it looks like that was supposed to be a point driven home, like that she was brought up in a different type of propaganda. The Kozuki clan was evil. Excuse me, in the same way that the people of Wano were brought up in that way. But I choose to believe this journal instead, so that's actually very interesting. That you're raised believing in the ideology that the Kozuki clan was evil, but then you see this journal, it changes your entire perspective. Very interesting. I admire you, samurai, especially Kozuki Oden. My dad is the one in the wrong. And here we get to see a whole bunch of, I told you to stop calling me young master, you know, I can't stand it, I'm a woman. People should be free to like what they like, Degozaru. But Mari doesn't know, I'll definitely be one of Oden's loyal samurai. That is very interesting, all these ideas, man. Yamato was always Oden's biggest fan, but the concept art shows the resentment of being called young master. Isn't the sketch with the samurai sounding, quote, cute? People should be free to like what they like, Degozaru. Here we see a few more designs young master. I'm going to be like, oh, who cares if I'm a girl? So it's like that was always the case. Omusubi makes an appearance here calling Yamato young master. This is our first time seeing Yamato use Oden's suffocating line too. Could this be Yamato at Oden's execution? Giant teardrops can be seen pouring down from the front of the mask. A viewer card, I'll be keeping a piece to myself. I can't stop my tears. Man. Wow, so we're going to get all of that from her perspective initially. I want to be like Kozuki Oden, Dad. Education, constantly leaving, you're my heir, put in handcuffs. Seisha, Boku. So we were initially going to get all of these were like the ideas, right? Going through the different ideas. What is going to be in this flashback? Who's been filing? Yo, I hope they put some of this in the anime, man. Just like they did with episode 1013. Inject it. Give it to me. I would love a lot of this. Head out to the ocean. Who's been filling Yamato's head with this crap? Totally absorbed in reading. Whitebeard, Gold, Roger, Asino. That's cool. I love that. I really, really love that. I'm going to start keeping my own journal from. I spoke to Father in the Flower Capital today. I've been feeling a little lonely ever since he banished me, but I just know this started my adventure. Dude, I would have loved to get stuff like this, man. Oda experimented with the pronouns Ora and Seisha. The former is usually used by confident young men. The latter is archaic and associated with samurai. After clashing with Kaido, Yamato tried countless times to sail away with little success. We can see Yamato picking up Oden's journal here. Take note of excerpt from Yamato's own diary. Wow. That was great, and I hope, once again, that we get to see some of this in the anime, because as much as I love the flashback that we got, some more Yamato is always appreciated, and the anime knows how to do Yamato right. So let us get another 1013 for the flashback, and let us get a lot of this stuff. A lot of these unused ideas. I would love to see it. I'm sure fans around the world would love to see it. You know, this is great. I like this a lot. So, super easy guide to the opening of Wano, Oda's very own map. So many characters in the mix, Wano can be a little hard to keep track of. Thankfully, this handy little map lets us see where characters are, their affiliation, and their current goals. So we get to see all the characters up here that were in the Flower Capital initially, the individuals in Curry, Udon, Hakumai. So this is just a map of where everybody was. This map covers Act 1 and Act 2. There's even more info on Zunisha. This gives us a great summary of events before the Onigashima raid. See the annotation of Marco and Zoe, which says late arrival. The one by Kyoshiro alludes to his true identity. Isn't it cool to see that these key details were all worked out at the very start of the arc? That is really cool. Actually, I didn't even see that. Oh yeah, I see it right here. Late arrival, Nekomushi, BB. Oh, I thought that was Blackbeard. Yeah, but no, that's BB and Roddy. Nekomushi, Jinbei, Zoe, and Marco, and they came in. So that was from the very beginning. That was in Oda's mind. Ebisu Town, Toniyasu, and Otoko were always there. And we see Toniyasu's initial thing, and it looks like Zoro and Komurasaki were always going to be put together there. Kyoshido, Killer, wow, all of that was like from the very beginning. This is where I'm going to head with this. That's dope. And then Big Mom, story about sword. So we see Big Mom, Chopper, Kiku, Otamonos, because that was always gonna be there from the beginning, and then Udon was always there. So wow, all of these ideas. That is so cool. That is so cool. See, all these refreshers were good, and I love seeing Oda's mindset because, you know, once again, as somebody who goes through these very same things in my own creative process of like, what do I use? What do I use? What do I do? And it's just nice to see that, you know, Oda has gone through so much revision, so many different designs, story ideas. How am I going to do this? And because he only has one shot at it. When you're in a weekly serialization, you only have one shot at this, right? So you're only going to have this one opportunity to do this, and if you don't, that's it. You can't take it back. It's already published in the magazine. It's not like for novelists, where we have an opportunity to revise until everything is the way that we want it to be. With a weekly serialization, you have to keep going. And then if you don't like the decision that you made, or you wish you would have made a different decision, too late. It's already in readers' hands. You can't change anything about it. And so to see that he went through so many different ideas for Yamato just showcases why it is that I love this character so much, because there was so much thought put into Yamato. So much thought, and the foundation was always so clear. And you could tell this was something that he really wanted to do, but so many ideas were super dope. Especially the idea of Yamato originally believing about the Kozuki clan being one way, and then reading Oden's journal and realizing that was not the case at all. I love that. I love that, man. And so, Nika greatness, Joyboy greatness, Gear 5th greatness, and then we switch over and get to see Yamato. I'm so glad I decided to do this today. But let me know what y'all thought about the Road to Laugh Tale Part 3 in the comment section down below. And I look forward to seeing y'all next time. Have an awesome day. Thank you once again for supporting not only the channel, but also during the Reverie. I truly appreciate y'all. And I will see y'all later on in the week for some more One Piece awesome sauce and other greatness to come, man. Y'all have a good one. Take care. This is a great Road to Laugh Tale. Even though almost all of this was just a refresher, just with seeing certain things about Yamato that could have been, right, and whatnot. But I enjoyed it because I love this stuff. I really do. The content that was covered this week is the stuff that I really like. Cannot wait to see, especially with regards to like Nika and Joyboy and my connection to Yamato. And it's just, come on, man. Road to Laugh Tale 3 was a banger. I'll see y'all. Take care.